Okay, so now I'm going to talk about chain rule. For chain rule, right, you need to know two things. Number one, you need to know when to use chain rule. So every time you see something like you need to use chain rule, you must know you need to use. The second thing is you need to know how to do it. Okay, so there's a small typo over here. This is meant to be differentiate, not different. Okay, but now before I start, I will always talk about something called inside and outside. So it's easier if I use a word example to explain. So like this one over here, if you look at this, there is something on the outside, power 7. So I'm going to call this the outside. Okay, and there is a 3x plus 2 inside the power. So I'm going to call this the inside. Okay, so according to what I wrote here, for chain rule, how are you supposed to differentiate? So every time you spot something inside, outside, you must know you need chain rule. Okay, so how do I apply chain rule? So to differentiate this, I differentiate my outside first. So my outside is power 7. So how do I differentiate something with power 7? Power bring down, power minus 1. So whatever I just wrote down here is step 1. Differentiate outside. And then step 2, I said inside no change, meaning the 3x plus 2 remains as 3x plus 2. This one is step 2. And step 3, you multiply by differentiate the inside. What do I mean by differentiate inside? You take your inside, differentiate it, you will see that it's 3. So you need to multiply by a 3. And this is my step 3. Okay, so one more time. Differentiate the outside first. The inside remains untouched. Then you multiply by differentiate outside. Okay, now, then what you need to do next is you just multiply the 7 and 3 together. Do not expand the power 6. Because if you have to expand power 6, you need binomial theorem just to do so. Okay, and that's the reason why we need this so-called shortcut for chain rule, because this is power 7. There's no way you can expand everything just to differentiate. It's pointless. Okay, so we want something that can help us differentiate very quickly when I see something with power. Okay, so again, I emphasize the 2 points. Number 1, recognize when to use it. Whenever you see an inside, outside, that's when you need to use it. Later on, when you learn about trigo, exponential, and log, they have their own inside, outside as well. Okay, then the second thing is know how to do it. So you differentiate the outside first, keep the inside untouched, then you multiply by differentiate inside.